Tonight we're going to be making some pork chops in the pressure cooker, and we're also going to be making some peas, and then I'm going to make my mashed cauliflower. You guys have seen me do this a lot of times, but I'm going to do it in a pot and not my pressure cooker, just to show you how to make it. Even if you don't have a pressure cooker, you're going to see the extra step that it takes to do it whenever it's not in the pressure cooker and why I often do it in here. But let's get started on the pork chops. So I'm just going to put this on saute mode, throw some olive oil in the bottom, and kind of give the outside of them kind of some brown, some texture before we put them all back in to actually cook them. While the pressure cooker is getting hot over there, I am going to show you how to get the cauliflower started. So I have a whole head of cauliflower in here. I've already washed it off, and I'm just gonna take a knife in here and chop it up in pretty small pieces. Cauliflower goes a little crazy like broccoli does when you get a knife to it. So if you do this on a cutting board and then put it in the pot, you're just gonna have a big mess. This kind of contains the mess by chopping it up inside here, and then I'm gonna add water to it and get it boiling. Okay, so we're getting these all seared, which just means you get some of the brown on it. I've got about 2 more in there yet. And then the trick to doing this whenever you're doing it in the stovetop pot is you don't want to overcook them. So you don't want them to be too tender. You just want to be able to get your fork through them, and then you pull it off as quickly as you can. Then you take it to your colander. So whether you have a bowl colander, I have one that's over the sink. I'm going to take it over there and dump it in, and then I'm going to actually smash a cup on it and squeeze as much water as possible out of it, and then put it back in this pan. I know it sounds a little crazy, but this is the extra step, that it just gets a lot more water absorbed in it whenever you do it in the stove versus in the Instapot or your pressure cooker. Then this way it gets a lot more water in it, and so you have to actually get the water out of it by doing it this way. Now that that's done, we can put some butter and some sour cream in here, salt, pepper, and we'll take the immersion blender and put it in here. You can do this in your blender too, but I just love having my immersion blender to be able to go through it and just make up the mashed cauliflower. The whole reason for getting rid of so much water is just because if you don't get rid of the water, it will literally be super, super runny. And you want it to be as creamy and as thick as mashed potatoes. Alright, now that they've all been seared, I'm going to put them all back in and put about a ½ cup of water in the bottom with them, and then drizzle a little bit of barbecue sauce on them. Put the lid on and let the vent seal, and then after that you want to put them on for about 20 minutes manual on high.